Question 12 about stem and leaf diagram, and then they tell you that the interquarter range is 8 seconds. So it's given that IQR is equal to 8, which means Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 8. And then our target, they ask us to find C, then of course you predicted that Q3 or Q1 are related to C here. To get Q1 and Q3, of course we need the total number of data here. We have 20 data here. So separate to 4 equal parts. Each part we have 5 data, which means Q1 we don't have exactly middle between them, so we use the 5th and 6th data to get the values. For Q3 we use 15th and 16th data to get the values. If we count here, we will cut here, so this is 60 plus C, and the 6th data is also 60 plus C. Q1, and then you may write down your answer here. Q1 is equal to 60 plus C. We also want to know Q3. Q3 are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we cut here. The 15 data 72, the 16 data 72, so Q3 is equal to 72. It's the average already. If they are not the same, then you just add them together, divide by 2. And then we can use the given information. Given IQR is equal to 8. Therefore, Q3 72 minus this thing 60 plus C. Now don't forget the bracket because minus the whole thing. C is equal to 4. We get 2 marks already. After that, in part B, it's given that the range exists 34, so they try to give you some inequality, and then the mean is 69. This is an equation. We write that part B given range exists. Can it be larger? You have to think very carefully. Exists, this mean more than, that means we don't accept the equal case. It should be larger than 34. And at the same time, we know the mean is equal to 69. At this moment, I have no idea how to find out A and B, but I know that I have to interpret this one in terms of A and B so that I can make decision later on. The range, that means the maximum. We know the minimum is 50 plus A, while the maximum is 80 something, which is 80 plus B. So they say that the maximum minus minimum is larger than 34. Maximum minus minimum. Again, bracket is needed when you replace it. B minus A. B is larger than A by more than 4. This gives you inequality. And then after that, we find out the mean. The first data plus 60 plus 60. And then plus 63. Don't forget you already know C, which is 4. So 64 is the next one. Until the last one, 79 and also 80 plus B. The whole thing divided by the number of data, 20, is equal to 69. If you list out enough items to show the pattern, then you can get the marks already. And then tidy up this expression. A plus B together and then plus something is equal to 69 times 20. 1373. For this part, even spend more time, just simply double check. Because it's difficult to get some marks in section B, so you better spend more time to ensure that you can get all the marks if you know how to solve those questions. So that's why A plus B is equal to 7. Before we continue, I have to remind you, it's totally fine to get more than one solution. maybe there are 2 or even 3 solutions will fulfill our requirement. It's not limited to a unique solution. If you find that, oh, we have 2 outcomes, both fulfill the requirement, that means we have 2 answers here. And then there are 2 relation, and we know that a, b are integers. We are going to list out some combination, and then we are going to exclude something by the criteria here. Now, the question is, I should consider the inequality first, or I should consider the equation first? The answer is equation. It's because equation is more strict requirement. However, for inequality, we have many different combinations. It's not easy for us to list out all. So I just consider this one. So A and B, we read the stem and leaf diagram here, and no number next to A, no number next to B. So A and B can be any number from 0 to 9. So if A is 0, then B is 7. If A more, then B should be less. So now the combination is here. Then we finish the calculation about the equation. Then we are going to exclude some possibility by using this. B is larger than A by more than 4. So we double check here, B minus A. This will become 7 minus 0, that means 7. It's okay. This is 6 minus 1 is equal to 5. It's also okay. This is 5 minus 2 is equal to 3 only. Oh, so it do not fulfill our requirement also. And then when A getting larger, B getting smaller, then all below outcome can be cancelled out. So we only have 2 combinations to fulfill the requirement. The first one is when A equals 0, at the same time B equals 7. Or the second combination is 1 and 6. So our writing method, it should be therefore 2 situations. Case 1, A equal to 0, then B equal to 7. If A is equal to 1, then B equal to 6. You must group them to 2 groups like this. Otherwise, I may think that A equals 0, B equals 6, which is not fulfilling the requirement. So this is the answer in part B1. In part B2, we have to find the least possible standard deviation in the distribution. Least possible also refer here. We have 2 situations, then of course we have 2 possible standard deviation for the distribution. The logic is simple. You just simply consider case 1 and case 2 independently. And then case 1, A equals 0 and B equal to 7. Then SD is equal to, you use your calculator. Similar reason, in case 2, we also assume A is equal to 1, B equal to 6, and then we find out the SD in this case. And then finally, we compare and give the least possible values. So now start calculation. When A is equal to 0, B equals 7, the SD is 7.582875444. Similar calculation. In another case, we get the value SD is 7.3416611937. And then you compare 2 results, we find that, oh, this one is smaller. That's why we write down our answer. So that's all for this question. Again, remind you once again, don't simply think that we only have one answer. Sometimes we accept more than one answer to fulfill the requirements.